What's wild to me is that women couldn't even get their own frickin' mortgages until the 1970s, and yet men are still mad that I teach women how to win with money. Like, I had this guy on my post the other day and he was going off. What about men? What about men? For most of history, women weren't even allowed to have money in their own names. They couldn't have mortgages. They couldn't have their own bank accounts. That's not ancient history, okay? That is our mothers. That is our grandmothers. And now we are seeing this wave of women romanticizing dependence, saying they want to become tradwives. They want to be these stay-at-home girlfriends. And if that's your choice, then that's your choice. But I think we should be listening to the women who have been there, because nobody goes into those marriages thinking it's going to go bad. Nobody goes into them thinking I'm going to be divorced and alone and broke and starting over at 45. But it happens a lot. I see it over and over again with my students. When a woman has a child, her earnings drop on average over 30% and take over a decade to recover if they ever do. Meanwhile, men's earnings increase after having kids. Half of marriage ends in divorce, and the average woman's income falls by 41% after divorce. Many have no retirement savings, no assets, no safety net, because their entire plan relied on somebody else keeping their promises. That is not empowerment, that is risk. Maybe it hits me harder because of the way that I grew up and the things that I've seen, but I have watched too many women lose everything they've built their lives around. Money in the hands of women is power, it's safety, it's freedom. And every time that we romanticize dependence, we are teaching another generation of girls that security comes from love, not from themselves. We still have this stigma about women having wealth. That if a woman is wealthy, that if a woman is rich, it must have somehow come from a man. Every day I post online and I get comments saying daddy's money must have been OnlyFans, must have married rich. When people see my home, they go, oh, what does your husband do for a living? I retired him. Like, it is unfathomable that I used my pretty little head to build an 8-figure net worth. This is exactly why I do what I do. And yeah, I have had men through my financial literacy programs too. Some of them have been incredible students, some of my favorite, but they are there because they align with my message and they understand that empowering women doesn't take anything away from them. I am not anti-man. I am pro-woman in a world that wasn't. So if it makes you uncomfortable that I say I teach women how to win with money, that says more about you than it does about me. Because women building wealth isn't a threat, it's protection, and it's long overdue.